everyone. In this video, we're going to discuss about the scope and sequence from grade 1 to grade 6 in PE education. For grade level 1, the learning strands are body management, movement skills, rhythm and dance, games and sports, and physical fitness. For first quarter, which is the quarter 1, we have body awareness. Now when we say body awareness, this is how conscious and connected you are to your own body. It is also known as kinesthesia, or the awareness of position and movement of body parts in relation to muscles and joints. In short, it's how you recognize where your body in space. Examples are practicing balance skills using a ball or beam balance. Second is games like Simon Says or head, shoulders, knees, and toes. The second is second quarter, of course. It is about space awareness. Now, when we say space awareness, it is knowing where your body is in space in relation to objects or other people. To have good spatial awareness, that you also need to understand and respond a change in position from the object. Examples are being able to do mental rotations in your head and visualizing objects from different perspectives. Third quarter is about qualities of efforts. This combines quality, shade, position, and inner attitudes that are communicated through movement. Effort can be described as both practical and sensitive. Lastly, the fourth quarter, which is relationships. As students get older, they will have the positive peer influence that are more likely to care about their education and apply more effort. These are students who participate in sports and physical activities to receive more peer acceptance than those who do not.
We will going to discuss the scope and sequence of physical education in grade 2 and 3. But before we begin, let us first define what is the meaning of scope and sequence in a curriculum. When we say scope and sequence, it is a term that describes the ideas and concepts that will be covered in a book or course within a curriculum. So let us now begin with the scope and sequence of physical education from grade 2 and 3. As you can see, for this grade level, the grade 2 and 3 is the same, in which the 5 learning strands are still indicated. The body management, the movement skills, the rhythms and dances, games and sports, and lastly is the physical fitness. As you can see in our curriculum, for the first quarter on grade level of learning process are focused on the components, in which the first one we have the body shapes. The second one we have the body action. When we say body shapes, it talks about curl, twisted, straight, and others. In body action, we have standing, sitting, and walking, and many more. And that will be for the first quarter. For the second quarter of grade 2 and 3, we have the locations, directions, levels, pathway, and place. In locations, we have in front, behind, or over. In direction, we have forward, sideward, and backward. In levels, we have high, low, and middle. In the pathway, we have zigzag, curve, and straight. And in place, we have the horizontal and diagonal. And that will be for the second quarter. For the third quarter of grade 2 and 3, we have the time, force, and flow. In time, it is how slow or fast something or someone. In force, it is how light or strong something or someone. In flow, it is the smoothness of the movement. And that will be for the third quarter. And in the fourth quarter of the grade 2 and grade 3, we have the persons and objects such as hubs, balls, and others. And of course, they will also learn about sound and environment. As you can read in our curriculum, the grade 2 and 3 is that the participation is enjoyable and challenging activities in different locomotor, non-locomotor, manipulative activities, simple folk dances such as kunday-kunday and tiklos, rhythmic routines such as hop, hop balls, ribbons, and other indigenous or improvised materials. The learners will also participate in lead-up and organized games or indigenous games like patintero, tumbang preso, and something like that. And of course, some corrective exercises that usually done to correct some dysfunctions of our muscles, to improve our stability balance and posture, like squats and some kind of stretching and other. And that is the scope and sequence of physical education from grade level 2 and 3.
For grade level 4, the learning strand is physical fitness, which includes games and sports, rhythm, and dance. Now, for the first quarter, we have here target games, which are striking and fielding games. These games are those which one team can score points when a player strikes a ball and runs to the designated playing areas, while the other team attempts to retrieve the ball and return it to prevent their opponents from scoring. Examples are basketball, softball, cricket, and kickball. For second quarter, we have invasion games. These games are played between two teams, one an attacker and one a defender. The space of the team is invaded by the space of the team is invaded by the other with the aim to score a goal or points. Example are floorball, rugby, basketball, and hockey.
Next is the scope and sequence of physical education from grade 5, which is the Health Enhancing Fitness 2. The same from grade 4, grade 5 has only learning strand, which are physical fitness, games and sports, and rhythms and dance. For the first learning strategy, which is physical fitness, it is still being observed from first quarter to fourth quarter through the assessment of activities and physical fitness. For the games and sports learning strand, it is now being observed from first quarter to fourth quarter, where in the first quarter is all about target games and some striking fielding games. For target games, these are luksong tinik, batuhang bola, tombang preso, and others. And for striking or fielding games are shato, pico, kickball, and other more. Second quarter is all about some innovation games like agawan base, agawan panyo, and others. And when we move to the third and fourth quarter, it's all about some wall or net games and innovation games. When we say wall or net games, these are kinds of games where we need some walls or net to play this kind of activity, such as badminton, volleyball, tennis, and more. And for the last learning strand, which is rhythm and dance, it is indicated specifically for third and fourth quarter. For the components of folks, indigenous, ethnic, traditional, and other creative dance such as Cariñosa, Polkasanayan, and others. And that is the scope and sequence of physical education from grade 5. Let us now proceed to the scope and sequence of physical education from grade 6, which is the Health Enhancing Fitness 3. Same as the grade 4 and 5, the learning strand for this grade level are only consist of 3, which are the physical fitness, games and sports, and lastly, the rhythms and dance. Just like the 2 grades, every learning strand is indicated in different components per quarter, and again, for the first learning strand of physical fitness, it is still being observed from first quarter to fourth quarter through the assessments of physical activities and physical fitness. And for the second learning strand, which is the games and sport, that is being observed from first quarter to second quarter, wherein the first quarter it is being monitored by engaging the learners by some target games and striking games. For target games, these are Ubusan ng Lahi, Frisbee, and others. And for your striking games, these are Palayok, Shato, and other fielding games. For the second quarter is all about innovation games such as Agawan Base, Lawin at Sisiu, Agawan Panyo, and others. And for the last scope and sequence of physical education from grade 6 is it is the strand of rhythms and dance in which it is being indicated specifically in third quarter to fourth quarter. For the components of folk, indigenous, ethnic, traditional, and other creative dances. And that is the scope and sequence of physical education from grade 6.